The most powerful person in Trump's White House. That's what the Vanity Fair, I should say, is calling White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles this morning in a brand new piece spotlighting President Trump's most inner circle. Some of the comments coming out of that two-part article include these from the first female Chief of Staff. In it, she says President Trump has a, quote, alcoholic's personality. She also seems to take a jab at Vice President J.D. Vance's shift from a, quote, never Trumper to a MAGA acolyte, calling it sort of political. For more on this explosive new piece, let's bring in CBS News senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang. Weijia, what more are we learning from these two articles?
So this was a very candid interview by the Chief of Staff, Susie Wiles, and it's notable because she typically does not do interviews. She really likes to stay in the background. She does not like to be the center of attention. In fact, even when President Trump won on election night, she was a bit hesitant to join him on stage. So it is certainly a big deal that she gave such an extensive interview to Vanity Fair. And what you already mentioned is one of the top lines, what she said about the Vice President J.D. Vance, calling him a conspiracy theorist for about a decade, and pointing out that, you know, he was a never Trumper and became MAGA because of his own political ambitions, according to Wiles. But there's so much more about this, including how she framed her reaction to Elon Musk and Doge dismantling USAID, which of course was a tremendous aid program for the international community. She said she was initially aghast by it, and she couldn't believe it was happening because this agency historically had done such good and important work. She also said Elon Musk was a very odd duck, and she, to your other point about calling the president someone with an alcoholic's personality, that needs to be clarified, because she went on to say that she is familiar with alcoholics, and she just meant that he has a very big personality, having been around other alcoholics who seem to be invincible, that he thinks he can do anything. That's what she meant about President Trump. But throughout this entire pieces, I should say, two pieces, it's really an insight into some of the things that we had no idea about, you know, how she thought about things. And she also said when it came to arguing with the president over policy, if it was, you know, 50-50 split, that the president always wins. So, of course, she is one of his, if not the most trusted advisor inside the White House here. She's been with him for several years, so we don't know how he will react to this. But certainly she and others in the administration are already pushing back, Mugo.
Yeah, and just what you mentioned there, they're pushing back. How is she responding to the articles, these two pieces?
So she did fire off a tweet this morning, basically criticizing Vanity Fair, saying that the context was not there. I think we have that message, if you could pull it up for our viewers. She says here, the article published early this morning is a disingenuously framed hit piece on me and the finest president, White House staff, in cabinet in history. And so she obviously is saying that there are missing components here. We don't know if Vanity Fair will be releasing the full transcript and or audio tapes, which would certainly be helpful to clarify this interview. But it's not only Susie Wiles, Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, Taylor Budowich, the former communications deputy chief of staff, and others have all showed public support around Susie Wiles, and also criticizing the article and defending Wiles's job that she has done so far as chief of staff here at the White House.
Okay, Weijia Jiang at the White House for us today. Thank you.